Dinosaurs Podcast.
Hello, welcome back everyone to episode 61. I am your hostess for this episode, Michelle, and then we have
Anna,
Molly,
and Melissa. I just popped my neck. Oh, that hurt.
oh no, now she's gonna return her head like this.
She did it naturally.
That hurt.
Yeah, so
I wonder if the mics caught it.
Oh, you're popping?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Anyways, keep going.
Who knows? All right. Hello, everyone. It is my episode today, and it's a little bit of somewhat of a continuation to my last episode. It deals with, being a mom, and I think what else did I talk about? Partner resentment and stuff like that, having help, mom guilt, and stuff, whatever, and like that. But I'm gonna be focusing more on postpartum period, which is kind of like the time after you've had your baby, like after you've given birth. I feel like this isn't talked about enough in the Hmong community because a lot of the Hmong people still think that it's not a real thing. So, and I want to discuss about it and let them know that it is a real thing and that a lot of women suffer from it and unfortunately do not receive adequate care for it because they don't know what it is, or they feel like it's part of what giving birth is. And so I just want to talk about it a little bit and kind of educate a little bit about it because, as you guys know, I am a mom. I have 3 boys, and I did suffer from postpartum depression, or PPD, but I did not get help for it until my last pregnancy. And I knew, looking back in hindsight, I know that I was suffering from it from all my pregnancies. So I will be reading off some information from the Women's Mental Health MGH Center for Women's Mental Health Reproductive Psychiatry Resource and Information Center. MGH is for Massachusetts General Hospital. Let's see. All right, so for the general definition for the postpartum period, it is pretty much any length of time after you've given birth and you have a newborn. So during the postpartum period, about 85% of women experience some type of mood disturbance. So for most, the symptoms are mild and short-lived. However, 10 to 15% of women develop more significant symptoms of depression or anxiety. So, let's see. Postpartum psychiatric illness is typically divided into 3 categories. 1, postpartum blues. 2, postpartum depression. And 3, postpartum psychosis. Let's see. In my experience and from what I've read and seen, like postpartum blues, which is pretty much baby blues, is a very mild feeling of like feeling kind of sad and kind of bluish because your pregnancy is over, so you don't get to feel your baby move around inside you, kind of thing. A lot of women feel sad because they will miss feeling that. Mm-hmm. So they get kind of, a little sad about it. So that is what they would consider like baby blues, postpartum blues. And then there's postpartum depression, PPD, and then there's postpartum psychosis, PPP, I believe is what it's called. So going back to postpartum blues, about 50 to 85% of women experience the blues during the first few weeks after delivery. Given how common this type of mood disturbance is, it may be more accurate to consider the blues as a normal experience following childbirth rather than a psychiatric illness. Rather than the feelings of sadness, women with the blues more commonly report mood lability, tearfulness, anxiety, or irritability. They say that these symptoms typically peak on the fourth or fifth day after delivery. It may last for a few hours or a few days, remitting spontaneously within 2 weeks of delivery. I've also read that it could be due to just your hormones fluctuating after giving birth as well. So,
Like that, your hormones fluctuating is the reason why you're having baby blues?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, kind of like, what do you call it? Like it's coming down from the high of being pregnant and giving birth, so your body's kind of just like,
Regulating itself.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Let's see. While these symptoms are unpredictable and often unsettling, they do not interfere with a woman's ability to function. So no specific treatment is required. However, it should be noted that sometimes the blues heralds the development of a more significant mood disorder, particularly in women who have a history of depression. So, like, if you already have a history of depression, then you are more likely to feel the blues and possibly a more serious psychiatric illness. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Let's see. It says here that if the symptoms of depression persists for longer than 2 weeks, the patient should be evaluated to rule out a more serious mood disorder. So if it lasts longer than 2 weeks and you feel like something's not right or whatever, then you should go seek help or go ask your doctor and see what's going on, because most likely it will end up being postpartum depression, PPD, which was what I was diagnosed with. Mine was a mild case of PPD, but mine was more of just depression in general, but we'll get to that. So, PPD typically emerges over the first 2 to 3 postpartum months, but may occur at any point after delivery. Some women actually note the onset of mild depressive symptoms during pregnancy. Postpartum depression is clinically indistinguishable from depression occurring at other times during a woman's life. The symptoms of postpartum depression include being depressed or having sad moods, tearfulness, loss of interest in usual activities, feelings of guilt, feelings of worthlessness or incompetence, fatigue, sleep disturbance, change in appetite, poor concentration, and or suicidal thoughts.
Makes sense that if you're already struggling or have a history of depression, that you're more likely to have that.
Mm-hmm. Just because, like, your body's already feeling all that, and then going through the whole trauma of, like, childbirth and stuff like that. Yeah, of course, it's going to make it worse. Significant anxiety symptoms may also occur. So generalized anxiety is common, but some women also develop panic attacks or hypochondriasis. Hypochondriasis. I think that's the one where you think you're sick all the time, right?
Well, I just know hypochondriac is when you're like, aren't you like worried? You're kind of like scared of germs and stuff. I thought.
Oh yeah. That's right. No, you're right.
Okay. Wow.
Let's see. Postpartum obsessive compulsive order has also been reported, where women report disturbing and intrusive thoughts of harming their infants. I do remember at every postpartum checkup that they do ask you questions like that, where whether or not you ever feel frustrated enough to where you want to like harm yourself or harm your baby in any way possible. And I'm sure every mother would think that that's a crazy thought or whatever, but coming from someone who experienced PPD and battling depression, it's actually not that crazy of a thought, because when you're that deprived of sleep and of help, and you have like inner or internal like resentment for whether yourself, your partner, or whatever, it is possible that you could end up hurting your baby. So I think that's why they say that whenever you're that irritable and you're kind of like just at the end of your ropes, to just put your baby down somewhere safe and then walk away. Even if the baby is like still screaming and crying or whatever, you need to take that break and kind of breathe to yourself a little bit and kind of just let that out, because if not, then yes, you will end up hurting your baby. And a lot of women don't know that, especially a lot of Hmong women don't know that, because they'll be at home feeling, frustrated, incompetent, and just feeling like they're alone, and they feel like that's how they're supposed to feel, when no, you're not supposed to feel alone. You're supposed to have, and you should have, a good support system to help you.
That makes me wonder about all of those beautiful Hmong sisters that are living with their in-laws, and they are pregnant, and then they have their baby. Like, there's not even any room to step away from that. I'm pretty sure that they deal with judgmental things that their in-laws say, specifically like maybe their mother-in-law, because their mother-in-law could possibly say, you can't handle this. I got it. You know?
Exactly.
So I can see how they struggle with that for this PPD.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's a lot of the older generation moms that do say stuff like that, because it's kind of like, to me, it's kind of like, you're just saying that because you didn't have a support system, therefore you thought it was normal to feel that way, when really it's not normal. Because sometimes, I'll admit, even like my mom, like our mom, would say some stuff like that to me, and I'm just kind of like, it's like, if you know how hard it is, then you should have more of like empathy, instead of saying, if you can't handle that, how are you going to handle this and that, because it's kind of like, really.
So it's just a different choice of words would have been better at that time.
Yeah, or it could be a little more compassion and be like, I know how hard it is, so let me help you.
Yeah,
let
me
the
take
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go do this. But that's why I said, like, in a traditional Hmong household, like, a mother-in-law probably wouldn't do that. A mother-in-law would still have the same expectations of that daughter-in-law to perform their daughter-in-law duties on top of their newborn, caretaking duties. So it's just kind of like, I hope that is changing, but I wouldn't know, because I don't live with my in-laws. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I can only imagine that that's exactly how it is, because like you said, there's no space for her to go and like breathe.
No, and then that's why there's like, sorry, I'm interrupting you. That's why there's high cases of murder, suicide, and it's of these moms, like, like, unfortunately they lose their struggle, and then they take their kids along with them, just like that story that I did last year during Halloween season, and they say that about how she had these babies back to back to back, like she never had a break, and then you think about it and you're like, what if she was going through psychosis?
Yeah, and she probably was, because there's no other explanation for it, because psychosis is like extreme, fatigue, extreme feeling like there's no other way out, there's no help or whatever like that. You're literally alone by yourself, and you just go, I hate to say it, but you go psycho. You literally lose your mind.
Well, I mean, that's what that, like, just briefly to say what that in that case, that lady said that I thought this was the only way out. That's why I'm thinking, like, oh, now that you're going through this, I wonder if that's what people were saying, that she went through some kind of psychosis or something, and she didn't have support, so that's why she kept saying, I thought this was the only way out. I thought this was the only way. I didn't want them to suffer.
Yeah. And and just in the Hmong community, it's not talked about. It's not realized that it's real and that it does happen. But of course, with the older generations, they just say that, like, oh, she just couldn't handle it. She's just crazy, and it's like, it's like, yeah, she couldn't handle it, and yeah, she went crazy, you know, and it's like, and you shouldn't condemn her for that. You should be feeling sympathy for her because she didn't have any help whatsoever. This easily could have been avoided if she had support. If she had support, if her husband helped more, or her in-laws helped more, or family helped, or whatever it is. It's things that are like could be easily avoidable if they had actual support and help and education about things like this after giving birth, because a lot of women don't know. They do not know. So,
were you gonna say something, Liz?
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm not bashing on men, but just to be there. Okay, especially if you're living with your in-laws, a lot of men don't draw that boundary line, and things just cross too damn much. And yeah, it just doesn't help the mama. Okay. That's
Also,
all.
don't ask what can I help you with. You're an adult.
Yeah, like if you were the husband, yeah,
Don't ask.
Yeah.
That'll make things worse. Just
Yeah.
you know what happens, and if you don't know, you haven't been paying attention.
yeah.
Then you shouldn't be having a kid in the first place.
Yes.
If you don't know.
It's like if you see your wife with a crying baby and she just looks frazzled and she's sitting there trying to calm this baby, but obviously this baby's not calming down. It's like, go take the baby from her.
Yeah.
She doesn't care if you are good or not to calm the baby down. Just take the baby away from her. Because her body is already like in fight or flight mode, trying to take care of this baby. She's overstimulated. It's like, just take the baby away. Go to another room.
It'd just be easily like take the baby and like just be like, hey babe, take your time. Me and baby are gonna be over here.
Yeah, just be more observant. That's all.
Yes.
Use your common sense.
Yeah.
Don't make me sick Molly on you. Molly be like, are you an idiot? Basically, right, Molly?
Yep.
Ooh, for real.
I already had this situation with my work buddy, so I'm just sitting here like rolling my eyes backwards. It's like I already told her my opinion. So
I would be personally, I feel like I am probably going to be prone to getting PPD because ladies with PCOS or uterus owning people already have like struggles with depression already. We are more prone to depression already, so like I can see myself struggling with that. So I'm like, oh my god, I don't know how I'll be able to handle it.
Girl, I can't even imagine handling being married right now.
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine
A baby thrown
a
in the mix.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to tie my hair tie because my hair tie broke off of my hair. Because my hair is hella greasy. And
Yeah, it breaks if there's oil that hits it.
Yeah. And
You can go and get a new hair tie.
she has her mic in this hand. She's tying it.
Just go ahead and go do what you need, and then we'll just tell Molly to cut it here.
Yeah. Okay, so for all you mommies out there, I'm pretty sure at your postpartum appointment that you have, they will probably give you like a survey and ask you questions about like your mood swings, how you're eating, if you have help at home and stuff like that. I think that's called the Edinburgh Postnatal Depression Scale. It is like a 10-item questionnaire that may be used to identify women who have PPD.
Oh.
So on the scale, a score of 12 or greater is an affirmative answer on question 10, presence of suicidal thoughts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it'll raise concern and indicate a need for more thorough evaluation. So I remember when I did that test, I wasn't quite that high, but I was like borderline. So that's why I wasn't officially diagnosed with it, but she said that I was highly likely to get it. So, but when she ended up referring me to a therapist instead, to talk out my feelings and see if there's any other underlying things, and that's where I was diagnosed with depression. Major depression is what it was called. So So yes, it's good to talk to your doctor, because if it's not PPD, or if that's just part of it, it could be underlying depression that you already had, and it's just getting worse because of all the stress and stuff of a new baby. So and then moving along to the next one, postpartum psychosis, which is kind of not kind of, it is the most severe form of postpartum psychiatric illness. It says here that it's a rare event that occurs in approximately 1 to 2 per 1,000 women after childbirth. Its presentation is often dramatic, with onset of symptoms as early as the first 48 to 72 hours after delivery.
Wow, that fast?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, let's see. Majority of women with puerperal, I think that's how you say it.
I think so.
Puerperal psychosis develops symptoms within the first 2 postpartum weeks. It appears that in most cases, postpartum psychosis represents an episode of bipolar illness. The symptoms of puerperal psychosis most closely resemble those of a rapidly evolving maniac or mixed episode. The earliest signs are restlessness, irritability, and insomnia. Women with this disorder exhibit a rapidly shifting depressed or elated mood, disorientation or confusion, and erratic or disorganized behavior. Delusional beliefs are common and often center on the infants. Auditory hallucinations that instruct the mother to harm herself or her infant may also occur.
Oh my God.
So a lot of the stories I've read are like that. They said, like, someone kept telling me that I need that, I need to, kill my baby. I need to hurt my baby, or my baby's dangerous and stuff like that.
Oh.
So it's really sad that when it happens.
Dang, I'm sorry, but that just made me think, like, are we just not meant to have children? Like, as women, because, like, in childbirth, we could die. And then after childbirth, we could have PPD too and tell ourselves to kill ourselves. Mm-hmm. Like, dang.
Mm-hmm. That's why we women are the stronger gender.
I was going to say, I think if we, as a society, was built differently, I think...
And supportive.
Yes, this wouldn't have been an issue. Like, if we weren't so... Is it patriarchal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Then this wouldn't have been such a big issue.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But then is this just in the U.S.? Because, like, other countries, they actually have a whole support thing. Like, they have it where, like, after they have the kid, they go and live with, like, an actual, I don't know what they're actually called, but they'll live with someone that will take care of them, do their laundry, feed them, make them meals, and, like, support them, like how you're supposed to get support at home until they're, like, their 12 weeks or whatever it is done, and they're healed, and they're ready to go back and live at home.
Mm-hmm. Or they have, like, the in-living nanny, I guess you would say, that would do that.
Yeah.
Because I think in Korea, they have something like that.
They do.
Yeah.
Where they go and live in a house and people take care of them for them.
Yeah,
while
no,
they're healing.
the United States just sucks because, everything is horrible. We are just a fancy third world country. That's what we are. Because
that doesn't make sense right now.
Yeah, because the healthcare system sucks. It's not for the people. It's for the investors, the stockholders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And obviously nowadays they don't care about pregnant people.
Yeah.
So
they don't care about women, period, in general.
And you ain't pro-life, you are pro-birth. Sorry.
Anyways, this is getting
rant.
too political.
Anyway, yes.
Next.
Wow.
So risk for infanticide as well as suicide is significant in that small population.
Dang.
So I personally don't know of anybody who's gone through the psychosis, but there are plenty of stories out there that you can read, and how sad and scary it is for us women to have to go through stuff like this. And usually it's because we're either not educated about it and we just don't know, or like in our culture we're just taught to deal with it, or that's just a part of it. That's part of life, you just
It's
deal
a part
with
of
it.
being a girl.
Yeah, being a mom, giving birth.
I did it. You can do it too. You're just lazy.
You're just weak.
It's like, no, bitch, we are two different people. It's just kind of like, I am not you and you are not me.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. So don't compare me to you. I hate that. Let's see. Other things that can happen is pretty much like depression and obsessive compulsive symptoms during the postpartum period. It says here that despite several studies which have begun to demonstrate that maternal anxiety during pregnancy can negatively affect offspring neurodevelopment, little attention has been given to postpartum maternal anxiety, both by clinicians and researchers. So that is still kind of like an ongoing study type thing. There's not enough evidence just yet. But I feel like, you know how people say like the baby can hear you and can feel your emotions and stuff when you're inside them. I believe that that's true. Because now that I'm thinking about it, when I was pregnant with, is it Jensen? And yeah, I was pregnant with Jensen, and I had to teach Liam at home because of COVID. I felt like I was angry a lot during that period because I was not meant to be a teacher. And then I just felt like Jensen's a little more, I wouldn't say anxious, but I don't know, I just feel like he's just off the wall. He just bounces off the wall a lot. Like he's a little crazier than my other kids.
Yes.
So I don't know if that had to do something with it or what, but I mean,
He's just sassy.
I was like,
He
because
is
he's a
more
Leo.
anxious, though. Yeah, he is.
He's a Leo.
But I think he is very anxious because he's always got to be knowing like what's going on, and if he doesn't know, then he kind of like doesn't know what to do with himself.
Oh, sorry.
No,
No, it's going to be off topic. Because talking to him yesterday when I was watching them by myself, he knocked over a boba tea. And it spilled onto the puzzle. And I came over and I picked it up. And I go, hey, hurry, go get me some paper towel. And he looked at me. He went... and, like, walked off. And I go, hurry, go get me paper towel. And he just took his time to get the paper towel.
yeah.
Took his sweet time. And then I'm like, hurry, I need it now. And he's all...
Was it even going?
He was going, but he just took his goddamn time. And then Roman's all like, go! Auntie Misa needs it now, go! And he's all, stop pushing me! Stop making me go fast!
Oh,
And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, he's going to
What is up with this
this child.
this boy?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. He's just... He's unproblematic when it benefits him.
oh gosh.
So, I don't know. I guess I could be wrong. My anxious kid is probably Rowan, more like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Like, that's your girl out of the boys.
I'm talking about Rowan.
Jensen.
Justin. Oh.
That's your girl. The fancy bougie
Yeah,
one.
he is bougie.
I don't know.
I've dealt with Leos all my life, and they all act like Jensen. So.
I told you.
It doesn't help that he's the baby, too.
Oh
So.
gosh.
Like, he knows it, too.
They said Leos are either, they're the ones that like get too much attention on them or don't have enough attention on them.
I don't know. He gets plenty of attention in my eyes.
That's what I'm saying. That's what's feeding into his ego.
Yeah. Let's see. Last thing is just to talk about like what causes postpartum depression. Oh, excuse me. Let's see. The postpartum period is characterized by a rapid shift in the hormonal environment. Within the first 48 hours after delivery, estrogen and progesterone concentrations fall dramatically.
Oh.
Yeah. As these gonadal steroids modulate neurotransmitter systems involved in the regulation of mood, many investigators have proposed a role for these hormonal shifts in the emergence of postpartum affective illness. It appears that there is no consistent correlation between the serum levels of estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, or thyroid hormones and the occurrence of postpartum mood disturbance. Some investigators hypothesize that there is a subgroup of women who are particularly sensitive to the hormonal changes that take place during delivery. This population of women may be more vulnerable to PPD and to other hormonally driven mood disturbances, such as those occurring during the premenstrual phase of the menstrual cycle or during the premenopausal.
Oh my God, that ties into Molly's episode.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it goes on about like other examples that could contribute to it, like marital dissatisfaction and or inadequate social supports. Postpartum depressive illness is more common within that, which is an obvious thing. Like, duh.
You know, I just thought of an idea, and then I guess if someone takes it, then just credit me. Because I'm like, what if we have an after-birth care center, but that's centered towards, like, Hmong people, Hmong women, their diet. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then, like, just be like, yes, we will have the chicken diet, but then it's always what the patient wants. So if the patient wants to eat other stuff, as long as it's healthy, we can't make them eat the chicken diet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Loophole! But then at the same time, it's patient care, whatever they want. I would totally like to do that. That would be awesome. Credit me. You heard it here first.
Yeah, or just take the idea from the Korean people. Have a house where they can come and sleep for the next, I don't know, 12 weeks, and you take care of them.
I don't know if they had a house, but I do know they had like a nanny.
Yeah.
That she'll come in every day. Does everything. Lets the mom rest.
That's an idea. That's an income.
That in it itself,
idea.
would help.
That's
so many moms.
Yes, so many moms, just in general, but especially for the women who are more sensitive and more. What is that word? More prone to get PPD or have had PPD in the past, because once you've had it once, you will most likely have it again after each pregnancy. So you're just more at risk for it. And especially if you already have issues with depression beforehand, whether before pregnancy or during pregnancy, again, you're more at risk to have PPD, or it hopefully not, but progress to postpartum psychosis as well. So treatment for postpartum depression, most of the time they do non-pharmaceutical means, so like they try no medications and stuff at first, but it depends on your doctor. Some doctors will go ahead and give you like a small dosage of something to help alleviate your moods a bit. It's probably something like sertraline, which was what they started me on, which I believe it helped me, and I know it's helped other mothers out there. So it may or may not be for you. You just need to talk to your doctor about it. It's one of those medications that you don't need to be on it forever. You can wean off of it later and be fine. So again, that's something for you and your doctor to talk about. Other ways is to, have a support system, take breaks, get some sunshine, take a walk or whatever. Very simple things that can help with postpartum depression. If you're lucky enough to have someone to help you, and that way you can take breaks and stuff. That is the most, I think that probably the best thing to happen is to have a support system. That way you can, take breaks away from the baby, go outside, go read a book or something like that, do some self-care. Yes, mommies need more of that. So husbands, step up. Families, friends, or whatever. Help them out a little bit. They would definitely appreciate you, and they need it. So, I think that pretty much ends my episode about postpartum depression and psychosis, psychiatric illnesses after pregnancy. So, do you girls have any questions or interjections or whatever for it?
I'm just more worried about because we're all prone to it. What was the percentage in the beginning? You said 50% or something of them experience this.
Yeah, or I forget.
At the beginning, you were saying the percentage.
About
blues.
85% of women experience some type of mood disturbance, but the ones who actually do get diagnosed with it is 10 to 15%.
Oh.
But those are just the people who
reported.
Yeah,
who report it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
who
who come
report
out.
it. Yeah, and go to their doctors to it.
Jeez.
So-
That means that there's more people out there suffering from it, and they just don't say anything about it, or they don't know that they have it. Wow.
And I think just women's health in general is a brand new, area
Yeah.
that just recently opened up within the past couple of years.
Well, because it's
all male doctors.
yeah, it's all designed to be male focused.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying. How women's health is a whole new field now.
Yeah.
So
Yep. And it's even more new for the Hmong community. So, because I know a lot of us didn't know that we had to go see a women's healthcare doctor,
yeah,
to get your uterus, your cycles and stuff checked out. So now there's other stuff for after babies too that you should consider and think about. So yeah, Hmong sisters out there, please know that you're not alone in whatever it is that you're feeling after giving birth. So please talk to your doctor, or please talk to somebody about it, because we don't want it to end up being something worse when it can be easily treated.
Or if you know somebody that they just gave birth and it seems like they're not them usual selves, advocate for them.
Yes. Advocate for them, because like we said, they probably don't even know. They don't know. So, but that's pretty much wraps up my episode about PPD, postpartum depression. I'm here because I've experienced it and stuff like that. So please, if you have any questions, feel free to DM us and ask questions. Feel free, please, because we're here. I'm here. So if you need to know something, please ask. But other than that, please take care of yourselves out there. Have fun in life, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
bye.